Hi, my name is Dale Heavner. I want to introduce myself. I'm a USA Level 3 archery coach. I'm also a Scholastic 3D archery coach, and I'm a pro staff shooter for a few archery companies. Currently shooting with Boning, Carbon Express, and also Bear Archery, and first string custom bowstrings. In October of last year, I had needed a tool to develop my students and my training, personal training, and I was unable to find what I needed, and I wanted something that mimicked doing a dry fire exercise of shooting a bow without actually having to shoot an arrow. And so what I come up with was the Trainer X. So the Heavner's Trainer X, it's a shot trainer that will allow a shooter to work on every aspect of their NTS, the National Training System shot cycle. And what I've done to help advance that, there are probably other tools on the market and string bows that people have made, but I designed the handle to be like the bow handle, so that when your hand fits against the bow handle, you get the real feel of the way that the bow should feel in the hand. And I made an adjustable draw length, which is simple enough as sliding this D loop to shorten the draw length, or the other direction to lengthen the draw length. And so anywhere from 18 to 33 inches in draw length, a shooter's able to use the Trainer X. Now the Trainer X also, we've enhanced it with the laser, and the laser on top of it enables the shooter's eye. It gives them a visual cue to focus on the target while they're going through their shot cycle. And the benefit of that is that we can actually see at various points of the shot cycle where I might be getting unwanted hand torque from side to side, or maybe on the release end I might be pulling too hard into my face, or I might be triggering the release with my wrists or my fingers. And so to help alleviate that, the laser will tell on you and let you know when you're moving left and right and up and down, and it will cause the shooter to slow down their shot cycle, and it's going to increase accuracy and performance overall. So to date, we've trained 6 national champion shooters, and we've trained shooters in ASA 3D archery, also IBO 3D archery, indoor target archery, and also outdoor national championships. So we've found a lot of success, and since I've introduced the Trainer X, we found that my team has increased their overall scores of almost 10 points across the board this year. And so I want to give you a little demonstration of the Trainer X, and just to give you an idea of how it works and how simple of a tool it is, but it's very effective in training an archer and also for training for personal use. The Trainer X can be used at home, it can be used at the office, it can be used on the range, it can be used to warm up in between targets, and from a coaching perspective, you can coach in 3 different positions as a coach and help your trainers, help your students to be trained to where they can accurately increase their scores. So if you follow me over here, I'm going to turn this on. It's just a simple button there, as you can see, and I'm using a release mechanism. This is Whalen's hooker release, and just for demonstration purposes I'm going to use a release. But this can also be shot with fingers, and later on in other videos we're going to be demonstrating shooting with fingers as well. So we'll hook onto the D loop. I've already got my draw length set, and I'll set my hand position on the grip where I desire it to be, and as I come into the target I'm going to settle into my shot, and I'm going to start to transfer the holding into my back muscles, and as I slowly expand through my shot I'm going to be able to hold that in the center, and when my shot breaks I can actually see that I didn't have hand torque, and I wasn't pulling incorrectly, and I was able to keep my dot on the center of the X-ring. So we're going to demonstrate that again. And this time I'm going to apply a little bit of pressure on my thumb just to show you how much actual movement takes place when an archer puts his hands onto the bow grip. So there we are in the center. I'm transferring the weight into my back tension, and I'm putting a little bit of pressure, and you can see that with just a little bit of pressure on the thumb that I leave the X-ring. Just a little pressure on the thumb and I leave the X-ring. Now as a shooter, if I were to start to pull too hard into my shot and my hand isn't set properly, that it also pulls the dot out of the center of the X. So if I were to pull hard onto my shot, I transfer the weight of the bow to the heel of my hand, which pulls me high and to the right. But when I actually perform a good shot and I take the torque out of my hand, when the shot breaks, I'm able to hold the center of the X. So what happens is that as a shooter trains, sometimes if we train and shoot arrow after arrow after arrow, sometimes we don't get to work on the intricate parts of the NTS training cycle. Everything from the position of your hand on a release, the position of your fingers on the string, the position of your hand against the grip, and the actual exercising of the shot oftentimes is what makes those little fine-tuning adjustments that we can narrow down and make more of an accurate shot. So stay tuned. In the future we're going to have more coaching instructions for the Heavner's Trainer X, and if you would, you can go on our Facebook page and take a look. It's Heavner's Trainer X, and we also have a web page. It's www.heavnerstrainerx.com, and if you would, find us on Facebook and like us, and I recommend that you find yourself a Heavner's Trainer X, and good luck with your shooting.